Hello everybody and what is up? Welcome back to my channel. And yes, today's video is another reaction. Similar to a video I made. But it's in their top 10 things from the 2010s they don't make anymore. But before I start, remember to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what item from the 2010s you wish they still made. For me, I wish it was Silly Bands. Now, without further ado, let's get started.
We'll make this quick. Welcome to Mid is Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for things that were around during the 2010s, but are no longer.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Number 10, Netflix mailing DVDs. For those who only know Netflix as a streaming service, allow us to tell you about how the company started.
Go to Netflix.com. Make a list of the movies you want to see. And in about
Are you sure that's a thing in the 2010s?
Netflix was always about movies. In the late 1990s, when they first came on the scene, they did so as a DVD by mail service. They would send you DVDs in the mail, you would watch them, and send them back.
Keep them as long as you want without late fees.
It was a great concept, and by February of 2007, they'd already mailed out 1 billion DVDs.
I didn't always live in this house. I used to live in another one, but Netflix was one of my original two streaming platforms. Netflix and Amazon were my original two. But I don't remember them mailing DVDs.
The overtaken DVD shipments, and the trend just kept growing. In September of 2023, Netflix sent out its last DVD.
Wow!
I knew I was underwater. I just didn't realize I was this underwater.
Most people probably would have assumed the mail service part of the business had ended even earlier than that. Number 9, PlayStation Vita. While the PlayStation Portable gets most of the nostalgia love when it comes to PS handheld devices, we hope there are some of you who remember the PlayStation Vita with some fondness.
I don't remember that. My house is more of a Nintendo house than a PlayStation house, so I won't have very much to say about this one either.
Released in Japan in 2011, and in North America and Europe the following year, the Vita sold well at first, but saw a pretty big drop-off after the launch excitement wore off.
Front and rear cameras, and it's Wi-Fi, so you can play it in real time with friends all over the world.
General opinions of the device also seemed to cool with the passage of time, and sales numbers never reached what Sony had hoped.
The game catalog was not good enough. There were no AAA titles as advertised.
It probably didn't help that during this same time was the growth in smartphones, which meant we all had handheld gaming systems in our pockets. The Vita was discontinued in 2019. Number 8, Papyrus.
I've heard of that, but I've forgotten what that
It was
is.
manufactured in Egypt in the 3rd millennium BCE. Papyrus, the stationery and greeting card store, opened its first location in 1973, and by 1991, there were 37 stores across the United States.
How did Papyrus come to be?
Wow, talking about stores closing.
Entrepreneurial story.
In 2009, that number grew to a few hundred, but it was all downhill from there.
Papyrus has announced it will close all of its 254 stores in the coming weeks.
Papyrus attributed their downfall.
I feel like they could fill this entire list with stores.
Shopping and subsequent decrease in in-person shopping and strain from the 2008 financial crisis.
Comment below if you want me to react to stores closing. All thanks to Amazon.
That comes after the retail group reportedly
I feel like it's only a matter of time before all shopping's done on Amazon instead of in stores.
Number 7, Nokia Lumia smartphone.
Wow, that's kind of like
Nokia
iPods.
Lumia smartphone without talking about Microsoft's attempt to get into the mobile phone game in the 2010s. That's because the Lumia phones were exclusively running the Windows Phone operating system. Windows Phone definitely had its fans, and the Lumia was a well-liked device with sales growing fairly consistently from 2011 through 2014.
I didn't have a phone at that time. I'm not so sure what kind of phone my parents had, but...
So what happened in 2014? Well, Microsoft, which which completed the purchase of Nokia in 2014, began to gradually eliminate the Nokia name. In 2015, they introduced the Microsoft Lumia, running the new Windows 10 mobile OS. Sales began to drop, and by 2017, the Lumia was pretty much done. Number 6, iPod.
Well, there we go. One electronic to another. I knew they'd mention iPods, even though my house doesn't really use Apple products.
Well, these days, anyone with a Spotify, YouTube Music, or Apple Music subscription has way more than 1,000 songs in their pocket. Back at the turn of the century, this was a huge deal.
The coolest thing about iPod is that your entire music library fits in your pocket.
When Apple launched the iPod line in 2001, the ability to load up all of our MP3 files onto one cool device was as exciting as the company's famed silhouette ad campaign made it seem. And remember the click wheel? How awesome was that? But while there are plenty of us who still cherish our old iPods, 2022 was the final year of their production.
As we look back on the iPod, I'll keep mine in case it's worth something one day.
Number 5, Microsoft Kinect. Motion sensor controlled gaming.
I've heard of that.
Digital controller sounds pretty cool.
They just described the Wii, which I still have.
And it was fairly revolutionary back in 2010 when Microsoft introduced their Kinect. Indeed, it
Probably as a contest to the Wii.
So much so.
It probably didn't last very long because the Wii, you know, that took over its contest.
Unexpected things. Helpful things.
But they couldn't keep up the pace. By
I knew it.
After officially discontinuing the Kinect in favor of honing in on more in-demand products, Microsoft informed the public that they'd sold a total of 35 million units.
Even though the world keeps asking
More than I was expecting.
Next. We're just as excited to ask the world the same thing.
Number 4, Wii U. The Wii U is
We missed that? Pun intended.
Wii U.
Lasting from 2012 through 2017, the Wii U was the follow-up to the highly successful Wii and the predecessor to the popular Nintendo Switch. It had the cool, innovative Wii U gamepad with a built-in touchscreen, and it was the first Nintendo console to support HD graphics.
Is that a shortcut?
But sales never reached the levels Nintendo would have wanted.
Comment below how you think the Nintendo Switch 2 is gonna do. Because I don't know why Nintendo is making a sequel to the Nintendo Switch. I mean, we all know how successful that was, but I guess they've learned nothing from making a sequel to the console, like the Wii U. I don't know.
And the Wii U became more of a bridge between beloved console generations than a standout device on its own. Sure, some of us still play on our Wii Us, but most folks have moved on in their gaming lives.
And that's how it's done.
And some of the games have been transported from the Wii U to the Nintendo Switch.
3, portable GPS units.
Huh.
Sure, most of us have a portable GPS unit in our pocket now. It's called our smartphone.
That's what I was gonna say.
We're not talking about our phone with Google Maps on it. We're talking those old school, yes, it's already old school, Garmin or TomTom type devices with GPS.
Yeah, I remember those.
Nothing else.
Let's call it an early holiday gift.
Nice.
At the time, these personal navigation assistants felt like a revolutionary upgrade from paper maps, and they were. But with the explosion of smartphones and map apps, these devices have been rendered largely obsolete.
Oh, yes! We will fix it! Bum, bum, bum.
To be fair, they do still exist, but serve a fairly niche market, primarily used for outdoor activities like hiking in remote areas.
We built this city.
My parents, in case you guys didn't know, I have to drive 10 hours twice a year, and my parents use GPS for traffic, so they used TomTom throughout their years before. I don't know when they stopped using that and transferred over to their phones, but...
Number 2, Vine. You might think that 6 seconds isn't long enough to do anything meaningful, but for 5 years, Vine proved
A
that it
6-second
was
video.
definitely enough.
What is Vine? Basically, Vine is Instagram for video.
The video sharing site that allowed users to post 6-second long clips became very popular, and even launched some of its users into the limelight. Can you say Shawn Mendes, for example?
Click the camera.
Okay,
Just hold the middle of the screen.
okay.
In 2013, Vine was a revolution, but as competitors got into the space and creators started moving on to other platforms, Vine just couldn't keep going. By 2016, more than half of the app's most popular users had moved to other services. In 2017, Vine said goodbye.
Well, it may have been gone just as soon as it began.
I sure hope nobody was doing dangerous challenges on there.
impact that Vine has made on the online video industry will no doubt last for several years to come.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. BlackBerry phones everywhere. When's the last time you saw a BlackBerry phone in the wild?
What kind of mad genius is behind this?
There was a
BlackBerry
time in the
phone?
2000s and 2010s when it would have been very easy to answer that question because BlackBerry phones were everywhere. Sure, iPhones and Androids were beginning to take over, but BlackBerry lovers were a very dedicated bunch, and getting them off those keypad devices was a Herculean task.
Another phone like a fruit. Named after a
Get the
fruit.
nickname Crackberry by accident. BlackBerry reached their peak in 2011, but by Q4 of 2016, they sold so few units that BlackBerry's market share was nearly non-existent.
BlackBerry desperately tried to stay afloat by flooding the market with products. In the same time period it took Apple to release 4 iPhones, BlackBerry released over 30 unique devices.
BlackBerry stopped manufacturing devices in 2016 and shut down its services on January 4th, 2022. What do you miss most from the 2010s?
Alright, that's the end of that video. But before I end mine, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!